Welcome to Studying with KJ. Now today we'll be going over adding integers using a number line. Now before we get into solve some problems, we must understand what an integer is, and I have that written here. So an integer is a whole number that can be 0, positive, or negative. So now that we have an understanding of what an integer is, we can get to solve some problems. So our first problem says 5 plus negative 4. So we start off at we start off at 5 right here. And then being that we're adding negative 4, when you're adding a negative on the number line, that means you go to the left 4 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And when we go to the left 4 times, we land on 1. So that means that our answer is 1. So 5 plus negative 4 is equal to 1. Now let's go on to the next problem. Our next problem reads negative 1 plus 3. So that means we start off at negative 1, and being that we're adding 3, that means we go to the right of the number line 3 times. So 1, 2, 3. And we land at 2 when we go to the right of the number line 3 times. So that means that negative 1 plus 3 is equal to 2. Makes sense? So when we're adding a negative, we go to the left of the number line. When we're adding a positive integer, we're going to the right of the other number line. So now let's go on to number 3. Number 3 says 8 plus negative 2. So we start at 8, right? And it's adding negative 2. So that means we go to the left of the number line 2 times. So 1, 2. And when we do that, we land at 6. So that means that 8 plus negative 2 is equal to 6. Now let's go on to our last problem. Our last problem reads negative 6 plus 10. So we start off at negative 6, which is right here, and then we add 10, which means we move over to the right of the number line 10 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And when we do that, we land at 4. So that means that negative 6 plus 10 is equal to 4. Makes sense? All right, so the more you go over these problems, the easier this will get. Thanks for studying with KJ.